Hello, gentle viewers. I don't know if you know, but a feature just came out on Kotaku about Animal Crossing, and it's a bizarre headline. Quote, I have billions in the bank, a sex worker's life in Animal Crossing. Now, I just wanted to go over this and read this and sort of get more information on this because it's just a very weird scenario where it looks like someone has had their job curtailed because of what's been going on with the beer bug, and so they decided to, after being gifted a Switch, use this game to basically continue in the same way, do the same thing online through this game for children. So we're gonna read this article because it's fascinating. All right, here we go. Amanda had never played a video game in her life until, in the middle of quarantine, one of her loyal fans purchased her Nintendo Switch Lite and a copy of Animal Crossing New Horizons. The 24-year-old, who requests to stay anonymous for this story, lives in Houston and has worked as a stripper and cammer for most of her time in the adult industry. But the pandemic, but the beer bug decimated that pipeline. She can't dance if the clubs are closed. So, like many other sex workers who have been forced to find work in the midst of this unprecedented stoppage, Amanda resurrected her dormant OnlyFans account, a merchant service that allows anyone to sell their homemade sexual content, and established a brand new marketing venture. For $20, you can spend 30 minutes on her bustling Animal Crossing island. She describes these transactions as Animal Crossing dates. All are funded by Nook Miles and PayPal. Catnip for the many men who wish to be in her orbit. This wasn't the type of sex work I ever thought I'd do, said Amanda. She advertised on Twitter that she was playing Animal Crossing and started hearing from her customers. I'd like you to play with me. I was like, oh, okay, says Amanda. So we either connect through the Nintendo chat so we can talk and then they can see my character, or we get on the cam service site where you can have a private room. That's how it started. Amanda has quickly found herself flush with cash from her Animal Crossing rendezvous. She has about 6 or 7 regulars who routinely pay her island's entrance fee, which has kept her afloat while the rest of Texas remains under a hotly debated semi-lockdown. Other randoms continue to flit through her Twitter DMs and Discord messages, hoping to score a one-night only trip to her abode. But Amanda is a businesswoman at heart. She knows opportunity when she sees it. Earning her keep in real life is one thing, but she's got neighbors to feed and gardens to grow on her digital residence. So naturally, the customers who make landfall all leave a tip of either hard-earned bells or other artifacts scored from Animal Crossing's vast repository of doodads. With some clever marketing, Amanda is killing two birds with one stone, making rent money while paying off her Nook debt at the same time. This is just, I don't know about you guys, but this is bizarre. I mean, I get where this is all coming from, and that just kind of sprung up out of nowhere. Still pretty funny. Let's keep going. I get so many rare items, says Amanda. I have a lot of star fragments. I have billions of bells in the bank. It's ridiculous. The hardest part of the game is locating an island with good turnip prices, but these guys will pay my fee and do all the work of finding an island for me. I don't require them to leave a tip, but normal people give me other anything. But normal people give each other everything in Animal Crossing. It's kind of a game. It's that kind of game and that kind of environment. An Animal Crossing date with Amanda can be horny if you want it to be. If you opt to play with her while she's on cam, Amanda will dress up in all the unused stripper gear that's been collecting dust since the government clamped down on strip clubs. She will tap away on her Switch Lite and stilettos if that is the sort of thing that gets you off. But even within that context, Amanda says she finds her Animal Crossing sex work to be a tad more wholesome than her other adventures in the industry. No matter what she's wearing, the two characters on screen are dressed in a chibi Cub Scout. No matter what she's wearing, the two characters on screen are dressed in the chibi Cub Scout uniforms that define Animal Crossing's harmless way of life. It's hard to be overwhelmingly sexy, she says, when there are two of you catching bugs or digging up fossils, like the boy and girl in We're Going to Be Friends. They can see me and we're talking, but they'll run around my island and water my flowers and bring gifts, she explains Amanda. I invite people when I have a special character on my island, like when Celeste comes to visit. It's not unwholesome, but it's funny because the visual on my end is me and my stripper wear, and we're on an island together. It bonds you no matter what. You're doing something together. When I'm on cam in a private session traditionally, and that's when I'm going to get naked. But in Animal Crossing, we are literally on a date with a tiny person instead of an actual person. Amanda tells me that she expects to expand her unique union of sex work and gaming. Already, she describes her Animal Crossing hustle as a strange bootleg version of Twitch. If she invests in a regular Switch model, which can be docked to a TV, perhaps then she could blow up the momentum she's accumulated into a genuine streaming career. After all, Horizons is Amanda's first game ever. Already, more fans are banging on the door, eager to take her on dates to other corners of the eShop. Guys are already messaging me saying, I see that you play Animal Crossing, but are you good at Mario Kart? She laughs. I'm like, okay, that's one way of asking me. But beyond all the profits, Amanda is one of the many people who's focused on a certain amount of refuge and normalcy in video games as the outside world simply refuses to let up. 2020 has not given any of us much room to collect our thoughts. All these various vectors of chaos coalesce into one persistent throb of uncertainty. Oh my. In fact, it's hard to imagine a time better suited for Animal Crossing dates than in a grim pandemic, a roiling misanthropic police state, and a deeply restful ultimatum waiting for us all in November. The customers ultimatum. The customers wanted virtual sex work, Amanda happily obliged. In the process, she's become a gamer for life. It's all the little things that push us through the moment. You're not physically there, but it's nice to see a representation of someone rather than a picture. She finishes. It's animated. It's a small little thing that looks like you. It's nice. So this was by Luke Winky, which couldn't be a more unfortunate name for writing an article like this. But yeah, this got posted on Twitter, and that's how I found it. And people are just reacting like, you know, this isn't really sex work. This is people just being lonely during the pandemic. These are people not looking for sex, just lonely, and they want to connect with people. And she just happens to be one that I don't know, get that out there. People that are just looking to make connections, and if they have to pay to do that, then they're fine with that because it lets them interact with someone and basically do things. So I just wanted to review this article with you guys because it's pretty crazy. But that's really all I've got to say about it. It's just really interesting and very fascinating on so many levels, and a good story about how people are finding ways to make money during this time of the beer bug here in the world. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a like and then subscribe to the channel if you want, so you can get notified about all the videos and dropping. Other than that, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.